March 14th, 2020. Two kids, two naive, stupid kids, stepped foot into the Showcase Pro Wrestling ring and came out on the other end as losers. But after that night, they took very different paths that led them to different places. And it's where they are today. One took a path that led him to finding who he is. Came out as a labeled next Carlos Slavin. Still trying to find his footing on the proverbial ladder that he is climbing. The other led himself down a path to failure. Quite honestly, I'm not a stranger to that. I'm not a stranger to failure or being unsuccessful. See, I grew up performing, singing, dancing, acting, professional wrestling. I bred my life underneath the spotlight, perfecting my craft, disciplining myself, leading a successful life. But in order to be successful, you have to fail. In order to get to the top, you have to fall. And taking one step forward is as easy as taking 3 steps back. And Lewis led himself on a path that led him to finding who he is as a person, as a wrestler. But all I've been hearing is, he's the next top prospect, he's the next top golden boy of the company, he's the next Carlos Slavin. And that is an encumbrance that weighs him down. It's a chip that is on his shoulder, that no matter how much he tries, he's just gonna keep looking, and it's never gonna leave. Because he's not allowing himself to untap his potential, to tap into that mentality to win at any and all costs. He's stagnant. He says he comes from a city of champions where there hasn't been anybody relevant from that city in decades upon decades. But he's going to be the guy to bring prestige back to his hometown, and I just don't see it. What I see is someone with the potential to do that. And much like that word, potential, losing and motivation, it's one and the same. See, no matter how successful you are, Lewis, and no matter how unsuccessful I am, it's all about how you take your losses and your victories. And last time, you won. And I congratulate you. You were the better man at the end of the night. And I'm gonna admit one thing, though. My head was not in the game because I was too focused on some wannabe critic, some wannabe reporter of wrestling, TJ Albin. And again, I was unsuccessful. He got lucky for 3 seconds. But unlike him, I'm not going to let that define me. I'm not going to let those 3 seconds define who I am, because he went home and celebrated when I went back to hitting the gym harder, to perfecting my craft even more, to disciplining myself to the point where I've become numb to failure. People are asking me, though, you've lost so many times, why don't you just quit? Why don't you just give up? Because if I never take another dip again into that ring, I'll never know the joy that failure can bring me. See, I don't take a loss as motivation, I take that eventual win, that inevitable win as motivation, because I don't live in the past. I don't allow the past to define who I am. I look into the present and the future, and I use it to motivate myself. Because I've been disciplining myself for years and years and years. I've won competitions. That's not good enough. I've gotten gold. That's not good enough. I've gotten silver. That's not good enough. You can be stagnant. You can be content with where you're at, Lewis. Being labeled as the next golden boy. Being labeled as the next company man. But I'm not okay with it. Because I look into your eyes. And I see somebody who's afraid to step outside of his comfort zone. Who's always going to look at that chip on his shoulder. And allow it to define who he is. Now you can go into this match and think that you're gonna win again, like you did last time, but I don't forget. I don't forget how you beat me. I don't forget what you did to beat me. I am better than last time. But as the old saying goes, dollar by dollar, your soul gets smaller. And every time you win, Lewis, your head gets a little bigger. Your eyes get a little wider. And that's when I come in. See, I'm an opportunist. I look at things and say, what the hell? Why not? I have nothing to lose. For you, you have to pick and choose your battles. You have to pick and choose your fights. Maybe you're gonna choose the wrong one. Get a little greedy, get a little cocky. Because that's what everybody does. They get a little taste of success. And they become addicted to it. And it's like a poison that consumes you. You're so successful and you finally come out on the other end of the stick, a failure. How are you going to take it? You're going to beat yourself up. You're going to get mad. You're going to get angry. Me, I've been losing my whole life. Success is a shiny, pretty penny. That'll take forever to obtain. And only take 3 seconds to rip away. March 20th, over a year in the making. COVID combat. Lewis, this disease, this infection, isn't the only thing that you're gonna have to worry about. This mask that you put on your face isn't gonna protect you from burning in my spotlight.